Hey guys, welcome back to Crochet with Tiffany. I'm Tiffany, and guess what? It's almost October already. What? I know, right? Man, time sure does fly when you're having a blast crocheting. Before we dive into what the crochet stitch of the month is going to be for the month of October, I would love for you to go to my website, crochetwithtiffany.com, click on the crochet along tab, and print out your free copy of the October crochet stitch calendar stitch card. Circle all of the days that you are going to be accounting for. So just a reminder, if you are making your blanket with the size 4 weight yarn, we are circling every other day. And if you're making your blanket with the size 5 weight yarn, we are just accounting for 2 rows per week. Now, at the end of September, my blanket length ended up measuring out to be, my blanket with the size 4 weight yarn, or made with the size 4 weight yarn, is 52 inches long. My blanket made with the size 5 weight yarn ended up being 44 inches long. Now, my blanket with the size 5 weight yarn may be very different than your blanket with the size 5 weight yarn. Why? Why could that possibly be? A couple months ago, I did offer an alteration where if you felt like your blanket needed some help in the length department, I let you add a couple extra rows to help give it a little boost. If you didn't do that, then your blanket length would be shorter than mine, and that's totally fine. You don't have to worry about that. However, I am offering another boost or another alternative where if your blanket made with a size 5 weight yarn feels a little short to you and you'd like to give it a little oomph, go ahead and work 4 rows per week on your blanket just for the month of October to give it a little help in the length department. The blankets made with the size 4 weight yarn do not need any help. They're going to be already pushing like 6 feet long, and it's already going to be super long. So we don't need any help with that. So we're good to go. Back to the calendar stitch card. It will also include the pattern on here, so you do not have to keep referring to the video for instructions on what to do for the stitch. So this calendar stitch card is going to be a great reference for you throughout the month to keep you on track. All right, let's not waste any more time. The October crochet stitch of the month is going to be a super beginner-friendly crochet stitch called the textured stitch. Oh my gosh, this stitch is going to add so much character to our blanket. Now that's quite impressive, being that our blanket already has a lot of character. The textured stitch looks nothing like anything that we have done so far, which is crazy. Just the dynamic it adds. This blanket is just got so much diversity and it's got so much going on. It's quite impressive to look at all of these different textures, and this stitch does not disappoint. If you are seeing this project for the very first time and you would love to participate, go to my website, crochetwithtiffany.com. Click on the crochet along tab, and there you will see in order all of the videos where I show all of the stitches that we go over for this blanket from January through October. We're caught up, so there is no November, December stitches revealed yet. We are in time. And then also connected to those videos is going to be the free calendar stitch card for each month, so that way you can print those off, stay on track, and be good to go. If you would like to get started now, you may be able to get really far, if not catch up with us for the month of November, so we can do that all together. Or those videos, those stitch cards, they're not going anywhere, so whenever you're ready, they are there ready and waiting for you. 2 quick tips in regards to our textured stitch. Tip number 1, stay consistent with your stitch tension. We are going from the half double crochet puff stitch in the rows below, which is a stitch that needs some elbow room, to the textured stitch, which is a stitch that has a tendency to work up quite tight and condensed. We want to make sure that when we're working the textured stitch, we are working with a loose tension as to complement the stitches in the rows below. What I would like for you to do is work up 2-3 rows in your temperature blanket using the textured stitch, then lay your work on a flat surface like a table. Look at the sides of your work, look at the inner body of your work. If the sides of your work are starting to cave in, or if the inner body of your work is starting to ruffle or wave, it's because your stitches are too tight. Take them out, redo them with a looser stitch tension. What we are looking for is for the sides of our work to be straight and for our blanket to lay flat. Tip number 2, count the number of stitches that you have in every other row. There's nothing worse than getting 5, 6, 7 rows into a project to realize that every single row you have added a stitch or dropped a stitch. It's so frustrating to have to take everything out and start over. I get it. I've been there. I've done that. What I've done to solve that problem is count the number of stitches I have in every other row. 1, it makes it so I don't have to count every single row. And 2, I can squash the problem immediately before it gets too far into the project. So when you are ready, go ahead and grab your yarn, grab your crochet hook, and let's jump right in. Before we begin, it's super important that you are looking at the right side of your blanket, or basically the front side of your blanket. And a good indicator is to look for those bobbles or the honeycomb stitch that we worked, because that was a very pronounced indicator of which side of the blanket was the front and the back. Just make sure you begin this textured stitch looking at the front. So attaching our yarn, and I'm just going to be using a color that is radically different than anything that I have used so far, so that way it pops and it's easy to identify. And then all we are doing for row 1 is making 1 single crochet stitch in each stitch all the way across. Now it is very important that you make sure to look at the stitches in the beginning and the end, because if you remember in the very beginning, there is no chain 1 before we made the half double crochet puff stitch. It was literally like chain and then instantly puff. So we will put 1 stitch for the chain and then 1 stitch on top of the puff. Now what I'm looking at right here is I actually slip stitched into the stitch right above the puff. So I need to go backwards, and I need to place my first stitch in the 3rd chain of that beginning chain 3. See? Super important. So 1, 2, 3. So here. That's where I need to slip stitch to attach. Great. And then chain 1, single crochet into that same stitch I just slip stitched into. And then my next stitch needs to be on top of that puff stitch. So that's stitch number 2. And then stitch number 3, I'm not going to put any stitches into the stitch space. For this row, I'm going to work around. So I'm going to take my crochet hook and go underneath around, yarn over, pull through, and then single crochet. Find the puff stitch, go on top of the puff stitch. If you want to look, find that V on top of the puff stitch, go underneath both loops, and single crochet. It is super, super important that you count your stitches in this row, because at the end of the row, we need to figure out if you have an even number of stitches or an odd number of stitches. We need an odd number of stitches for this row in order to make that textured stitch work. And we will fix this issue, whether you have an even or an odd number of stitches, at the very end of row 1. All right, continue on, and I will meet you at the end of row 1 to show you what to do next. Finishing row 1, we're definitely taking account what's happening with our stitches here. And what we are doing is we're actually going to make 1 stitch between this chain and our actual puff stitch. And then we're going to make our last single crochet stitch, 1, 2, 3, in that 3rd chain to close row 1. That is what we should be looking at. Now, if you have an odd or an even number of stitches and you need to make it an odd number of stitches to make this textured stitch pattern work, what we will do is the very last 2 stitches. So We have this one and then we have 1, 2. So we would make yarn over, pull through with 2 loops on our hook. And then we're going to insert our crochet hook into the last stitch, which is that 3rd chain there. Yarn over, pull through. So we have 3 loops on our crochet hook. And then yarn over and pull through all 3 loops for a single crochet 2 tog, and that turns 2 stitches into 1. And now we are on track with our stitch count, so that way that textured stitch will work. Now let's move on to row 2. For row 2, we're actually doing the stitch pattern. So we're going to start by chaining 1 and then turning our work. Single crochet in the first stitch, and treble crochet in the second stitch. So yarn over once, yarn over twice, then insert our crochet hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull through. So we should have 4 loops on our crochet hook, then yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, and yarn over, pull through 2. There's our treble crochet stitch. Take your thumb and kind of push that forward, and then single crochet in the next stitch. So we are technically looking at the wrong side of the blanket now, or the back. And the reason why we work the textured stitch, we work the actual stitch pattern when we're looking at the back, is because we're pushing that treble crochet forward with our thumb, placing the texture on the other side. And we want the texture to show on the front side of our blanket. So in order for that to happen, we have to be looking at the back. Right, so next stitch is a treble crochet. So we yarned over twice, insert our crochet hook, yarn over, pull through, have those 4 loops on our crochet hook, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, take our thumb, push it forward, single crochet into the next stitch. And that is our repeat pattern for row 2, and really every even number row is going to be the textured stitch. All right, ending row 2 with our last treble crochet. And you should end every row with a single crochet to close out the row. Perfect. There we go. That's the end of row 2. For row 3, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. There we go. Now we see those beautiful little textured stitches here on the front. Aren't they cool? So neat. And all we're doing for row 3 is making 1 single crochet stitch in every stitch all the way across. This is a great opportunity for us to count how many stitches are in our row, so that way we can make sure we are staying on track. Now it's your choice to look at the top of your row, at the top of your blanket, and find those V-stitches to know exactly where you're placing your stitches, especially if you're struggling to know where to place your crochet hook. Some people will just look at that texture and just go right on the side of that texture. So texture right there, right on the side, and then place your stitch. That's fine if that'll be easier for you. But for me, I'm literally just finding that stitch, the V on the top, going under that V, which is this space right there. Great. Either way, just make sure you have the correct number of stitches all the way across your row and you should be fine. Finishing row 3, just making 1 single crochet in each stitch across. Perfect. And then for the next row, all we're going to do is repeat row 2 by chaining 1, turning our work, and making that textured stitch. So single crocheting in that first stitch, and then treble crochet in the next. You will repeat rows 2 and row 3 to finish out this pattern for the month of October. Guys, you've got this. The textured stitch is the perfect twist on our temperature blanket project. Enjoy the journey, and remember to keep me in the loop on the progress that you're having with your project by tagging me in social media using #CrochetWithTiffany. That's a wrap for the month of October. I hope you enjoyed the textured stitch that we are doing. Make sure to keep your eyes peeled for when I drop the next video on the last Tuesday in October, revealing what the November crochet stitch of the month will be. Until next time, I hope you have the best day. Bye guys.